Do you feel the pressure to grow your business, but doing so feels a bit like drowning? Welcome to Slow Growth Business, the show for business owners and leaders to quiet the noise and lead your business to success, one day at a time, slow and steady. If you feel your business is running you and you're ready to run it, you've come to the right place. Now, here are your hosts, business coaches Jimmy DeGroot and me, Kyle Bullock.
Hey, everybody, welcome. Yeah, I'm Jimmy DeGroot. That's Kyle Bullock. We're the guys that he was just talking about in the pre-roll. All right, we have a topic today. I don't know what it is. Kyle's going to surprise me. He's going to zing me with it. So let's dive in.
I'm reading an article right now to you from In-Store Magazine. This was 9 years ago on In-Store. But
Okay.
I'm corroborating it now with data that was as recent as, December of 2025.
That's
from,
pretty recent.
A secondary source. So it looks like it's very similar, okay? But I'm going to read this to you, Jimmy. You haven't heard this before. It's like a magic deck. You haven't heard this before. Here we go. All right?
Yep.
Question that this article was asking, the headline here is, here's how many hours jewelers work per week. Jewelers are a hard-working group. They bring a question to us from their survey at the time. How many hours do you work a week? Seems to be very similar today as well, but I like the way it's presented in this article on In-Store. So are you ready, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Started with question, describe your workload. 46% said that they were overworked. 48% said they were just right. So almost half and half.
Okay.
Only 6% of us say that we're underworked. All right?
Wow.
But almost half say they're overworked.
Right.
Do you feel fairly paid for your work? We're going to come back to this one in a second. Half of them said, yes, I feel fairly paid for my work. It's fair pay for being the store owner.
Mm-hmm.
A third of them said no. And then another quarter of them said no, but I don't care. That group blows my mind, you guys. 22% said, no, I don't feel fairly paid for my work, but I don't care. Holy free holy, guys. That's
okay.
I want to reality check that. Okay.
All right.
And then if you're away from the store, how long can you comfortably go without checking in? The most popular answer said 2 to 3 days, with only a third of the respondents saying 2 to 3 days. I want to talk about the 11% that said they couldn't go 4 hours without comfortably checking in. Of course, I didn't answer the headline here. Here's how many hours jewelers work per week. Remember what I said. About half of them do not feel fairly paid. Half of them think that they are overworked. Okay?
Yep.
The average answer, most popular answer, was 50 hours a week, 50 to 60 hours per week is a typical jewelry store owner's workload. And corroborated most recently in 2025, how much does a jewelry store owner make in income? Oh.
Okay. Are there numbers there? Are there real
I've got
numbers?
numbers for you. I've got numbers for you.
Lay it on me.
Their salary ranges. This is their salary ranges for a solid and stable store. Is around $70,000 per year. It can be as low as $35,000 to $70,000 per year. Now, what would the total owner's take-home pay, including profit? That would be the net profit. This isn't a store that's making between, let's say, $1 to $1.5 million per year. That's many, if not most, of the independent jewelry stores out there.
Yep.
All right. The owner's take-home, including their salary, is between $120,000 and $250,000 per year. That's a big, big spread there. 120 to 250. Now, I'm telling you all of this because I want to take stock of something, a couple of my own observations, and Jimmy, you can share your own. That's a decent wage. I'm not going to lie. For a business owner in jewelry, if you're not making 6 figures a year, you need to call us immediately, because jewelry store owners should be making 6 figures a year.
Yeah.
The amount
and
of
we
time,
probably could
energy,
find it We could probably find it right in the boxes in your store. Yep.
But most of you who are listening to this who are in that range do make that much money. And I would tell you that if you have $1.5 million store and your overall take home is only $150,000, that is extremely low in comparison to what you could be doing. There was a chunk of people in this interview that just blows me away. No, I don't care that I am unfairly paid for my work.
Okay.
You're working hard. Most people respond with, I'm overworked. I'm working 50, 60 hours per week. But you're wearing these golden handcuffs that really aren't gold. They're more like silver because they're not that valuable.
Right.
Not going to lie to you. You're making $150,000 a year, maybe 200,000. And you go, well, I got to work 50, 60 hours a week to make it. And so I can't. So you've ended in this death spiral as a business owner that I'm making a pretty decent wage, a pretty decent living. Doesn't feel that way. I'm definitely feeling overworked. And by the way, you absolutely are, especially in today's age.
Oh yeah,
50 to
guaranteed.
60 hours is unquestionably overworked and inappropriately so.
Yeah.
So I want to take a moment, Jimmy, and get your response because you're hearing all this fresh on what you're hearing when you hear this data about being overworked and the overall take-home pay of the jeweler in 2026.
I'm saddened by it because I think, because you and I can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. You and I can see what they could have. So it does kind of sadden me a little bit. And I could, of course, dive into it right now. But I'm going to use you, Kyle, and a little bit of me as the inspiration for, I think, what the ideal should be. You've gotten kicked out of your store essentially from the people that work there because the store runs just fine without you. But that's all because of you and what you've set up. You've set them up for success. And the thing that I think saddens me the most is that, and I'm going to preface this with the reality. The reality is, you started that store probably from one jewelry case, and it's probably borrowed jewelry or stuff you bought over the counter. And you got a bench, and you turn around from that bench doing sizings and all that kind of stuff, which will keep you busy. If you've got a little plaque out front that says, jewelry repair, you'll be busy like that. And you started that store by the skin of, whatever you got. It probably went into debt doing it. And so it's almost like every single step of growing that store involved you and your efforts. And I do empathize with people that are afraid to give a little bit of that power away. A lot of times you and I will sit with our clients and I'll say, what's one little thing that this person could do? Could they make the schedule? Could they arrange these showcases? Could they do, take what little leadership role could we take? And I do empathize with the fact that, it's scary. I dealt with a store one time that didn't want to do training or consulting because they didn't want to change anything they did to get to $2.5 million. And I thought, oh my goodness, they were scared to change anything because that might all go away. So I'm sorry for the long answer, but it comes with frustration on our part, but also empathy and understanding that, that's a scary little egg to release out there into the world.
Sure. It's very challenging to be in the field that we are as consultants in this industry, because I call them silver handcuffs. They're not gold. They're not.
Yeah.
It's not that lucrative for most people. It
Right.
could be.
Right.
But you're wearing these handcuffs that you got paid good enough. You're getting paid good enough. How much should a jewelry store owner doing $1.5 million be paid? Well, on that upper end, I told you $250 a year. That's what I would expect and demand for our clients. And I'm not ashamed to share that fact very publicly with people because it could actually be a lot more than that.
Sure.
You shouldn't be ashamed of that. Now, How you handle your wealth, how you share that with your team, now that's a different conversation. I'm just talking about total opportunity of profit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. But today's purpose is to your point, we've gotten trapped in a culture in the jewelry industry of good enough. I was talking to a wholesaler. I won't name names to protect the innocent, but I was talking to a wholesaler friend of mine on the wholesale side, very intelligent person who came originally from the financial sector. Okay. It's a different industry as well. And when they came into the jewelry sector, they've done very well in the jewelry sector. The thing that they were amazed by, and so am I, and this is what our conversation was about, was just how little innovation happens in jewelry. I mean,
Right. Yep.
next to none.
Yep.
This is an industry that I can hardly think of the last truly innovative store I've seen or innovative idea. I can count them on one hand, right?
Slow to adapt. And it's the old, you go to the big show and you talk to other people who's done it, who's dived into that pond before I do.
Yeah. We were just
So
talking to some clients and to staff members who had just attended a well-known trade show, which again we will unname because we protect.
let's
Protect
just
those
say it
spots.
involves some initials. Okay.
Yeah, they all involve initials. Everything's in it.
That's why my
They
point was
go
funny.
they go to the initial shows, and they came back and they all unanimously said, as far as education went, it was a big dud. There was nothing. One person said, "I found one nugget," and I guess that was worth it.
Yeah.
And,
And you
and
spent
then,
how much to go to
oh
that
my
show?
God.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing that up now in this conversation with the wholesaler because at the heart of it, we would talk about what is the motivation for you, the jeweler who's listening to this right now, to improve your circumstances when you're good enough?
Yeah.
You have old stock inventory. Okay, yeah, I should get rid of it, but
Yeah.
I'm still
But
getting
I
six
own
figures
it.
a
It's
year.
an asset. It's an asset, Kyle.
I'm getting paid six figures a year. I mean,
Yeah.
sure, I work 50, 60 hours, but I own my
Yeah.
own business.
I'll sell
What
it
is
someday.
Yeah, I'll sell it someday. No, you won't. People don't want to buy jewelry stores. Just trust that we've been working with people wanting to sell. It's impossible.
I was
Okay.
talking about the old inventory, but you're right
Oh
too.
yeah,
You're,
stores
they don't
too.
want to.
What happens is the jewelry industry, independent jeweler has made so many excuses
Mhm.
because things are good. And even in
Right.
bad years, you guys, jewelry store owners are making six figures. So even in
Yep.
bad years, you're in the top echelon of earners. It's
Yep.
good enough.
Yep.
What happened to our need to do good work, great work,
Yeah.
excellent work, and push
Yeah.
ourselves?
Yeah.
There
To
is
innovate.
no need to innovate and get ahead.
Right.
And that's very troubling to me,
Yeah.
especially when I'm looking at your average jewelry store owner is working 50 to 60 hours a week, which, by the way, guys, is 2 times the number of hours someone in that position should be working.
Absolutely. Yep. You should be going to those kids' basketball games and swim meets and, grandkids and all that kind of stuff. That's absolutely. The thing though, I got thinking of when I started off in 1996, I had some really great guys that I worked with, and they were so good financially that they were able to free themselves to think innovatively. And I was the example of that free thinking. They hired me as the jewelry insurance replacement guy. Okay. They, yeah, and so, I mean, who does that? What jewelry store has a person that just works with insurance companies? I went and did that for a couple of years, and that kind of a lot of different reasons why that just kind of fizzled. But then I eventually became the manager of the store, and that was because I was sitting around the breakfast table with these three guys saying, "Hey, nobody's managing this store," and they said, "Well, why don't you do it?" So by the time I was done with my scrambled eggs, I was the manager of the store, and I was the guy that brought it up. But here's the really cool thing. We had the attitude. We had breakfast once a week, and we were always talking about what's the one thing that we need to fix and change in our store? And Larry would say, I'm really frustrated with our inventory. I don't know how to manage or handle inventory. Let's bring in some people. So we brought in some consultants, and then it was marketing. I was really frustrated with the guy down the street getting all of our market share. We went and dove into that. So everything that was a point of frustration, we dove into. And we were fortunate because we had 4 guys basically doing it. But we used frustration as our motivator. And I don't know, Kyle, is there enough frustration out there to motivate people to improve their inventory, improve their teams, improve everything,
It's hard. I think we've struggled with that since we've started working as one-on-one coaching.
Yeah.
As we just set up a scenario we're ready to hear where the answer, Jim, I think it's no. Because I use this all the time with our clients, this analogy of the frog in water. You put a frog in boiling water, it jumps out. You put a frog in lukewarm water and slowly raise the temperature, and it will stay in there till it boils to death. All right.
Yeah.
And what we are as an industry is a frog that likes this lukewarm water. And as it comes up, we make all these reasons why I'm not going to be on the fourth, the cutting edge of technology or on the cutting edge of sales or in changing my store. And then we do reactionary changes because we just want the door to chime and jingle and bringing people in. And I'm saying all this because if you look at it within the jewelry industry, within the pot of water, often the things that I think we're alarmed about as an industry are really not that alarming. It's like gold prices. The people are so freaked out about gold prices. And honestly, it's not even that big. I can't believe I'm saying this, so someone will quote it, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Okay. Because if I step outside of the water and I look outside, like I look at the hospitality industry, hoteleries, fine dining, and I look at what's been going on in those spaces for the last 10 years, as far as the customer experience, personalization, so on and so forth, we are in the stone age compared to what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they're doing it so well. And the proof in the pudding is that younger generations are not coming in the store because they don't wear jewelry. The proof in the pudding is your door is chiming less because transactions are down and gold prices are up. But what we're going to do as an industry is we're going to start doing these campaigns to try to get people in. And they're the same tired campaigns that we've been doing for 20 and 30 years.
Yep.
And the same slogans you've heard for 20 and 30 years. But we look at these other industries and I go, we are in the stone age compared to what they're doing. So you're asking, are we frustrated enough? I don't think so.
Right.
And you and I talk about this all the time, so let's just air it. We are hungry and desperate to continue to find jewelry stores that are wildly dedicated to the consumer's experience, and they are frustrated to all heck with good enough.
Yeah.
We want to find people like that who are frustrated with that this is good enough. It's not okay.
Last week in our little presentation in our webinar, I talked a little bit about Rory Sutherland and his book Alchemy. And at the end of the presentation, which was actually on YouTube, he talks about how AI is going to greatly continue, not start, but continue to affect retailers, especially retailers with doors. Okay. And he said, and we can look back 20 years at the self-checkout lines in grocery stores. That's the start of it. And they are becoming more ubiquitous and they're becoming more prevalent. And so anyhow, but he says how this is our huge opportunity with the onset of AI and the continuing onset of it. There's going to be a hunger for personal interface conversation and people that are experts that know what they're doing. You and I were just talking about this. Fashion consultants Okay. People that know what they're doing, as opposed to when I walk around Lowe's right now, I ask for help. The guy that I ask goes right to his app on his phone. And I'm thinking, I don't need you. I don't need you for that. Anyway, but this is a golden opportunity for us.
Yeah.
And basically, Rory's saying, get hungry to make change in your organization for excellence in the interface between customer and salesperson to make that a delightful thing. So,
And I'm just begging people listening to be upset by good enough. I mean,
yeah.
seriously, the data I just gave you at the top of this podcast, you're working 50, 60 hours a week. You might be listening to this at your desk or in a breathing moment of your day, right? You're watching your whole life go by in the same four walls that you've been in for years. And sure, you make a decent living. Maybe you make on the top end of that. But
Yeah.
but there's a view of the store that you can take is just to go to your front door and just take a look at it all. Just take it all in
Mhm.
from the view of a customer from the front door and ask yourself, is this the best we can offer? And it may not be, you may go, wow, is it what? Do you totally renovate the store and no, you don't have to totally renovate the store necessarily.
No.
Do your cases look goofy? Is there trash in the background? Is it kind of ho-hum? And then
Are all
ask
your
yourself,
elements filled with pen marks and ripped and torn?
yeah. And then ask yourself, is this the place that I want all of us to be in all the time?
Yeah.
Really? The thing about AI, and I have never really freaked out about its place in retail, because years ago, I adopted this belief that, and it's not a belief, it's data that says, I'm not going to let me and my staff work more than 35, 40 hours a week. And as a result of AI now, it is easier than ever for me to accomplish that for everyone involved, including my jeweler. And we all get paid at a very, very high rate. It's still at the a full-time rate. We're going to pay on performance for the store,
Yeah.
not on
Yeah.
hours. And if you adopt that, you go, okay, then I'm not scared of AI. I can't wait for more information and innovation.
Right.
But when was the last time that you were at a trade show or you're listening to something and you were truly, honestly challenged by something and you go, am I okay with good enough?
Yeah.
And if you are, why? Why are you okay with good enough?
Yeah. By the way, just to answer the question for me, have never been challenged or found a whole lot of gold nuggets when I go to the seminars.
Hmm.
If I'm going to find a gold nugget, it's usually going to be from the keynote speaker, But the keynote speaker was brought there to bring exactly what they brought.
Yeah.
Kyle and I have a whole philosophy on this. It's not a philosophy, it's a reality on it. But we believe the trade show system as it stands is completely broken.
Yeah. And
Should we tell them why?
Well, maybe for another podcast for another day, because we could rattle on that for a while. It's about delivering great education, which I just want to keep pounding in this podcast. Are you content with good enough? Are you really, really honestly happy with that, with being overworked? And by the way, overworked is any hour over 40 hours, you become exponentially less productive. This is old research in psychology, friends. So 50, 60 hours, you're worthless as far as productivity goes, okay?
I'm going to beg and say, if not for you, do it for your spouse, do it for your family, do it for your team. And that is, constant. I like to ask this question. I'm driving down the road and I'm really excited about this new hire. This is a super salesperson. They sold over $1 million in their last store and they're looking at coming to my store. What do I have to offer them? Do I have systems in place to offer them? Do I have work quality of life to offer them? Or is it, I'm going to throw them in the same old basket? So I love asking that question.
There's one more person I want everyone to be asking this for. You mentioned spouse, and your staff. But here's one we hear about from jewelers all the time. Oh, I want to keep doing this to the day I die because I just love my customer. I love my customer.
Mhm.
Are you content with giving your customer good enough? 'Cause I'll tell you what, y'all, I mean this with love in my heart. The internet and big box stores have done such a phenomenal job in retailing, truly,
Yeah.
that your experience and your friendship, it means less and less and less every month. Every
Have you
month.
have you ever been in a Costco?
Oh my gosh, they're just the best. The best.
I know you don't have one near you,
Yeah.
but I was telling Sharon the other day, I'm like, I wanna I wanna buy stuff from there.
Yeah.
Anyhow, but
Guys, look,
you're right.
I just heard a great story about Red Wings. Okay? Red Wing, Red Wing boots?
Yeah,
Okay?
I know
Anytime you
very well.
buy it, and what is it, North Face or Patagonia does this as well. Anytime you buy a product from them and it gets all beat up, torn up after years and years and years of wear, you can take it in and they will refurbish it for free for life.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
brand spanking new. Okay?
Wow.
And it's because they love their customers so much they'll do this. Now, guys, that's a shoe brand. That's a shoe
Mhm.
brand. And we're over here, and they do it as part of their shoe. And we're over here selling Montage care plans, which God bless Montage and anybody else who's doing those. They have a place. But are
Yeah.
we overemphasizing the need to actually add another penny when we could just put that as part of
Marketing budget.
deal? Because
Yep.
when my shoe brand, look, I can take the I could take my boot, my shoe, and get it refurbished for life for free, no questions asked.
Yeah.
And yet I gotta jump through hoops for my ring?
Yeah.
This is where I say we're getting left in the dust because that's what's going on right now in actually in the retail brands that are successful. You mentioned Costco being one of them, but you better also believe, folks, that Signet, what was it, last year, has begun to put together a plan for more personalization stations and training for their salespeople to personalize experiences in bridal. I'm not just talking about custom jewelry. I'm talking about personalized experience packages for people to go in and have a personalized experience because it's the number one reason that people are buying jewelry right now. Personalized expression and experience. And so I'm going to reiterate, I'm being impassioned, Jimmy.
Yeah,
Guys,
you're on a
are you
soapbox, man.
yeah, 'cause are we I am, it's part of my DNA. I cannot stand good enough. But are we truly content with good enough? And if we are you okay? Are you really gonna be okay with giving your customers good enough?
Yeah. Yeah.
It bugs the heck out of me.
Yeah, and could you sit there in front of, this new super duper hire and say, we're good enough. We're good enough." Or the other thing too, and like you alluded to it before, but we're gonna spend a lot of time together. We're probably gonna spend more time together than we spend with our spouses, okay? And we're gonna be doing this. I mean, is this a place? Do I like how this place looks? Do I like how it feels? Do I like how we present ourselves, our culture, our team? Do we get along? The jewelry in the cases, is it worn out and tired? And I keep putting the same crap out every single day and it doesn't sell. Okay, let all of that please get under your skin and let it please just bother you so much that you call us. Um, we'll help dislodge. We'll help
It
dislodge the plank in your own eye before you remove.
That's
Right,
right, man.
right.
We don't want anyone to
Mm,
we wanna work with independent jewelers who want to be innovative and enduring in the jewelry space.
yeah, yeah,
And so I guess I'm gonna end my soapbox with this. I started with this data, Jimmy, about the average store owner working 50, 60 hours a week. They're getting paid 150, maybe 200,000 a year at a million and a half store. And I'm gonna tell you because I have seen it over and over again. Number one, that even though it's the norm, is not what you should be doing. There are
no,
so many, well, I won't say so many, but the excellent stores, truly excellent ones, are working less than 40 hours a week. The owner is working less than 40 hours a week. The staff is working less than 40 hours a week, but getting paid more than that. All right. They're
Yeah.
getting paid
Yep.
$250, even $300,000 per year in the ownership position, and maybe even offering that profit as a share to people. Those are excellent stores, and you can be one. And maybe you're there, maybe you get there, but on the adventure to get there is the way of creating an innovative and enduring brand that is blowing the socks off of your customers. And what financial freedom brings you? If you sit there going, I'm making enough money, it's good enough. Let me paint this picture. It's after Christmas. You put in your reorders. Okay. Post the season, you have several $100,000 in the checking account and only $20,000, $30,000 in payables. You're going to take all that money and you're going to have a really, really great year starting in January because you could make a huge draw. The staff's going to get a little bonus. You don't have
Mhm.
huge overheads. And you're buying yourself something that's truly important for your customer. You're buying yourself financial freedom. And Jimmy, you said this a moment ago. When you are financially free from debt services and from having huge payables over your head, folks, when you have that freedom, you get to have pure innovation and art and freedom to try things that you wouldn't have tried
Right.
that would blow the socks off of your customers. And
And
amazing.
yeah.
Go.
And you and I are really excited about this little program that we've got coming up here in April. As soon as I get my workbook, bringing people through Will Guidera's Unreasonable Hospitality. That's going to be innovative, fun, exciting, and that's my big. I'm hanging my hat on this big time because I think it's the key to our future success. Just like Rory Sutherland said, we have to, we've got to be innovative. We've got to be excellent. We can't settle for good enough. So I got to stop there. Otherwise I get preachy, just like you.
Me too. I got
to start playing. I can start playing my Hammond B3 organ and, amen.
Guys, if you're listening to this, trainretail.com, we have resources. We're not just a video platform. If you've noticed as a video platform, we are on the platform. We are your virtual coaches and training guides on repair training, product training, sales training, management training happening every single week. It's $150 a month for the whole enchilada. We're also doing a lot more live web trainings this year. So jump onto our platform. You get a free month. Go to trainretail.com for our video platform. Use code free month. You get a whole free month on us. Don't like it, you can stop at any time. But what we're looking for, infectiously looking for, are jewelers who heard this message today and said, you know what? I want to be challenged every week, every month, every year to be cutting edge of retail, not just the jewelry industry. I want to be on the cutting edge and innovators in retail.
Yeah.
If that is you, we want to be that source for you. Go to trainretail.com, shoot us an email, and we would just love to connect in some way, shape, or form. All right?
Yep. First call is always free. So
I'm Kyle. That's Jimmy.
All right.
Be awesome, guys.
We hope you leave this episode a little better than when you first began. If you'd like more resources to grow your business slow, steady, and consistently, check out our on-demand video catalog at trainretail.com. Or if you have a question or frustration we can help address in your business, write to us about it. We love to help solve big, ugly problems. So hit us up at kyle@trainretail.com or jimmy@trainretail.com. Good luck out there, and we will see you next time.